But what I do know about Coinbase, when it comes, and not just Coinbase, but companies that command a high valuation, when they have those high valuations, they command future growth. You need to see huge growth going forward. That's why your stock is expensive. That's what investors want to see. They want to see that guidance. And Coinbase, they may have trouble meeting those estimates, depending on where crypto goes over the next few quarters. Especially when it comes to new competition. You opened up the door. That's cool. AOL opened up the door. Look where they are. Research in Motion opened up the door for smartphones. Look where they are. So Coinbase can't afford to sit on its hands and say, hey, we did it. No. This is a massive market that the biggest companies and most well-run investment banks in the world are pushing, going all in on right now, because this is a major market. And they have to be prepared. Are they? We'll see. But lower trading fees are definitely coming, so the margins are not going to be as high. That's a given. And then you look at crypto. And we haven't really seen a pullback since May 2020. Yeah, 10% here, 10% there, which is not a big deal for Bitcoin because 2 weeks later it went right back to its highs. Not talking about a major pullback like we saw in March, 30% decline and 30 whatever percent decline. And it did come back to markets, right, with COVID. But since May 2020, this has been one of the greatest bull markets you've ever seen. It's incredible. But you can't assume the total crypto market is going to surge another 200% plus over the next 4 months like it did from December to April. Maybe that's why they're not offering guidance. I can tell you, when the market crashed, Coinbase stopped reporting their numbers in 2018. They were reporting them in 2017. That's great. But then they stopped. So did Binance, because as crypto started coming down and there's a lot of leverage in it, and people began getting killed and not trading as much, those numbers went down considerably. And they're private and they didn't have to report them. But this is based on how crypto does. If we see Bitcoin go to 100,000, Coinbase is going to be one of the biggest beneficiaries. But it better go higher, because at this valuation, I mean, there's lots of expectations built in. Now, you can go ahead and buy Coinbase, and it is a great company, an awesome company, and congratulations to them, because this is going to change the market. The U.S. is going to regulate these things. You're going to see more adoption, more innovation. So congrats to them. But for me, which is why you listen to me, is to find investment ideas, a much better way to play this. If you truly think Bitcoin's going to 100,000, if you don't buy Coinbase, obviously, just, don't buy crypto. But if you really believe that it's going a lot higher, you should play it through pure plays like Voyager Digital. That's VYGVF is the symbol. Silvergate Capital, SI. You can even buy the Binance token, BNB is a symbol. You're not going to get equity stake in it, but this is a utility token that has tons and tons and tons of uses. And that's all these things are worth, right? It's a utility token. What's the utility? Most of these names, there's 100 cryptos now. 100 cryptos with $1 billion more valuation. And I can tell you, 85% of them, you have no idea what that token represents. And a lot of them don't even have any utility. So the token is worthless. It's like Dave & Buster's, right? When you slide your card, if it's empty, it's worthless. But if you have the card, you can go to all Dave & Buster's and play. But if Dave & Buster's closed down, that card's worthless. It's a utility. Same with these tokens. Binance has more functions and more utilities for this token than any token I know in the world. And this something that's been in our portfolio for a while. We've done well on. In fact, all three of these names we have in our Crypto Intelligence newsletter, which we're up huge on. How much? Voyager is up 30x plus in our Crypto Intelligence newsletter. SI, Silvergate, is up 12x. And BNB, recommended probably like 2 years ago, around there, I think. Don't quote me on that. We're also up 30x plus on this name. I know what you're thinking. Frank, you really telling me to buy these things when they're up 30x? Yeah. I mean, I would normally never recommend stocks that were up so much because you feel like, oh, okay, I missed it. But did you miss it? Because these are pure play stocks that you could buy. And this is what we provide in Crypto Intelligence, where it's not just all cryptos, and we teach you how to buy these cryptos and what exchanges. But there's a lot of pure play stocks that we've gotten into that people didn't know about, including Voyager and including Silvergate. But if you really believe that this market's going to go a lot higher, because I could say Voyager only has a $3 billion market cap. Silvergate only has a $3.8 billion market cap. The Binance token has a $7 billion market cap. Again, it's not an equity stake, but I mean, those guys are absolutely amazing there. Their technology, Binance Cloud, those guys are light. That's the largest exchange in the world. They're much bigger. I think they have 250 trades, pairs that trade on their site compared to Coinbase. I think it's probably 60-ish, I think, maybe a little more. Around those numbers, you crypto maniacs don't send me an email and say, Frank, you know the numbers. It's around those numbers. But you can see how big Binance is, the biggest exchange in the world. But BNB has been a way that people are saying we could play this. But when you look at a Voyager at a $3 billion market cap, Silvergate $3.8 billion, I mean, compared to Coinbase, whatever comes out, $75 billion plus, it's a better way to play it. And that's how you have to look at it. I know the excitement's around Coinbase. I know it's a good company. I know they reported good numbers. But if you need to buy this stock because you think Bitcoin's going to 100,000 or going much higher. Because if it's not, this stock's going to come down. It's going to come down. I mean, that's why those numbers are so great. And maybe they continue to report those numbers if we stay the same. But if we see a 30, 40% decline, which we could see in crypto, I'm not predicting that. But, and hopefully this doesn't mark a top because it checks every single box of why this should be a top. So hopefully it doesn't, mark a top. Just like every industry ETF that comes out usually comes out at the top of the market because they're able to sell it. And if you go back and look at that ETF, you'll see it down for like 6 months or a year and then go all the way back up. They always launch them at the wrong times, which is the right time for them in terms of making money because everyone's excited about it. You're not going to launch something that no one's excited about. I mean, nobody cares about crypto when it crashed to 4,000. There's no way you're raising money. But that's how I would play it. Also, very important you understand this, guys. The security token market is here. It's finally here. You just had a company named Exodus who raised $75 million through a Reg A offering. I'm pretty sure they got the whole $75 million. They're like 80% done within a few hours. The largest security token raise in history. And when you look at Coinbase and what they've been doing over the past 4 months and who they've been talking to, I mean, they're 100% focused on tokenized assets. And they said it publicly. They've contacted so many contacts that I know within this industry. They know that that's the growth in their platform, tokenized assets, which is security tokens. Again, I've been talking about this like crazy the past few months leading up to today's IPO, and that's really exciting stuff. I mean, especially for us, right? Our CEO token. Security token where investors get equity in our company, Curzio Research, just like a stock. We also pay a dividend, which amounted to 1.7% annually. Every single quarter we paid it. And we're also in the process of getting our financials audited, which are going to be done at the end of this month, which I think we will be the only token with audited financials, especially with an equity stake and pay a dividend in the world. And what does that do? It provides transparency. It's a pain in the ass to get your financials audited. Let me tell you something. Holy cow. Holy cow. I mean, thousands of documents, right? Going back, 4 years since we started the company, but to get audited for the first time, holy cow. But that's what we want. And we're paying for it and it's expensive. But what is that going to provide? Transparency. And that's what you need in this industry. That's how security tokens are going to go to the next level, by providing equity stakes. And you're going to see lots of companies be in a great position, just like us, to raise money, to build their company, to build out their, be able to, for investors to trade your stock a year later instead of a private company where the average liquidity period is 7 to 10 years, whether it's an IPO or they get taken out, or you do a Reg A offering, you could trade even quicker. But here's a way for smaller companies to raise money to bypass the fees, the system, and everything. This is the future. It's here, and it's going to get huge, especially now that Coinbase is out there. And our goal is to trade on Coinbase or trade on the exchanges that are going to come out over the next 6 to 12 months. And a lot of them, including alternative trading platforms, are being launched as we speak.